Hello, and thank you for attending today's webinar, HR Trends Report, the Top Technology Trends in HR Organizations. Our speaker today is Dodie Sinclair, our Vice President of HR Solutions. I'm going to hand it over to Dodie so she can introduce herself and tell you a little bit about her, and then we'll get started into today's content. So, Dodie?
Thank you so much, Jeremy. Yes, as Jeremy said, I lead our HR Solutions team, which means that I've got a team of very outstanding people who help our customers to implement their SuccessFactors solutions. I have a very long career in doing a lot of HR process work, as well as a lot of learning and development work through the years and working with different systems. So I'm honored to be here today and look forward to going through some of our findings with you. Let's jump into the first area. So we started collecting some data through Itelligence Insights, a survey that we did beginning in January of this year. During the webinar, we're going to review the results that we've gotten as of Q2, which focused on HR management and super users. These are the demographics for those who responded to the survey since January. As you can see, the largest percentage by role were in HRIS, IT, or HR management, and the majority of those responses came from companies operating in North America and Europe. We've also had organizations in a variety of industries, including really the biggest percentage was that other category, which is public sector, law enforcement, education, oil and gas, etc. And then the next greatest percentage was information technology, followed by manufacturing. Let's begin by taking a look at what's on the minds of HR managers and super users. We asked HR managers and super users about the tasks that take up the bulk of their time. Surprisingly, nearly half reported that they currently spend the bulk of their time manually building reports. Over 45% are on building custom reports for ad hoc requests. 37% are on validating data accuracy across those reports, and over 30% on merging data from multiple sources. Clearly, these activities are not as high value as others on the list, including things like developing new tools and reports to identify cost savings and operational efficiencies, analyzing business trends to recommend strategy changes, or creating future trend reports. We also asked them to identify the biggest obstacles to meeting reporting deadlines. A whopping 50% reported the biggest obstacle is having to input data manually. Over 30% reported having to spend time manually adjusting data for reports. And over 27% said there was a lack of standardized tools for HR reporting. Clearly, that lack of standardized HR tools in multiple disparate systems causes HR managers to spend far too much of their valuable time on manual tasks. Interestingly, the quality or reliability of data does not appear to be a factor. A majority of those surveyed reported their data is somewhat reliable, with about 58% stating that, or very reliable, with almost 18% stating that. So it seems that the challenges mentioned previously have less to do with data quality and more to do with the lack of integration between systems and or the lack of standardized reporting tools. So let's shift gears and look at what survey respondents said are their top challenges or top areas of focus in the coming year. What do they perceive as most important challenge they're trying to solve? Inability to forecast the impact of potential organizational changes was high on the list, with about 26% saying it was a major challenge. Equally important were high employee attrition rates, followed by poor employee productivity and inability to match employee skills and competencies with roles. Not surprisingly, when we asked them about the areas in which they plan to invest significant time and resources over the next year, 2 items were at the top of the list at 42.1% each. And those 2 items were planning and forecasting and real-time data analytics. And finally, we asked our survey takers to identify the HR processes they thought were most critical to have automated within the next 5 years. Recruiting and performance management are the top priorities at 51.6% each. Onboarding is also critical for HR managers at 43.5%. Payroll was less of a priority, mostly because almost 63% reported the payroll is already automated, as are their core HR and recruiting processes. We were also interested to find out what drives technology adoption within an organization and plans for moving HR to the cloud. We asked our survey respondents to rate the top drivers for adopting new HR technology on a scale of 1 through 7. Here's what we found. The top driver was access to automation and removing duplication caused by manual, non-integrated processes. The next was improving the employee experience, followed by adopting HCM best practice processes and reducing the cost of delivering self-service HR services. We also wanted to find out how many HR organizations are still on-premise versus moving to the cloud. As you can see by the chart, core HR, payroll, benefits, and compensation are still primarily on-premise. However, we do see that systems that promote engagement, like learning management and recruiting, are moving more toward cloud-based applications. So next, we asked what our respondents' plans were for moving parts of HR to the cloud within the next 12 months. 45% said they're already using cloud in some capacity. 21% said cloud is a viable option in the near term, meaning more than a year from now. And almost 18% said they plan to adopt some cloud-based solution within the next year. So for those respondents that plan to move to the cloud in the near term, what are the main reasons for making the move? Half said it was to improve IT efficiency and agility. Almost 36% said it was cost-effective. About 35% said they were looking for multiple channel access to HR services. And about 30% liked the flexibility and scalability offered by cloud solutions. So those were the results we pulled from the survey responses so far. But what insights did itelligence take away from the survey? I'll highlight a couple of those trends that we found particularly interesting. As we discussed previously, the overwhelming trend we saw from the Q2 survey responses revolved around reporting and analytics. It seems apparent that HR managers and super users are spending far too much time manually building custom reports, validating data accuracy, and merging data from disparate systems. And we know that data reliability is not the issue here, since the majority of those surveyed consider data reliability to be somewhat or very satisfactory. Clearly, a key focus for HR is going to be to reduce the amount of time they spend on manual data input and reporting. It also seems clear that for HR managers and super users, exchanging data across platforms and between devices is vital to elevating their overall view of the workforce, making it easier to plan and make strategic decisions. Automating reporting is also a priority, since it would free up their time for other value-added tasks. We believe one way itelligence can add value is to help your organization to reduce the time spent on manual data input and reporting. As an example, itelligence offers an integrated headcount planning solution which seamlessly integrates data from SuccessFactors and SAP Analytics for Cloud so that planning and forecasting can be done quickly and accurately. We'd love to talk to you about your environment and how we can help. And finally, from the survey responses, it seems clear that HR organizations are already beginning the move to the cloud with plans to adopt more cloud-based solutions in the next year and beyond. Clearly, HR organizations are seeing the benefits of cloud versus on-premise solutions. However, the path to the cloud can be complex, and there are many different routes you can take to get there. Itelligence can help you to build your business case and roadmap if you're currently struggling with which route to follow. Well, those are the key insights we wanted to share during this webinar, but we are continuing to collect data through our survey and will share a comprehensive report showing an entire year's results in early 2018. Now, we'll open it up to your questions. For those of you who have not yet taken the Itelligence Insights survey, I encourage you to use the link on this page to respond. The more data we have, the better we'll be able to identify and share with you the key trends impacting HR organizations. As a thank you, we'll provide a free copy of the complete executive brief showing full results from the survey. I also encourage you to check out our infographic, Top 10 Trends in HR, to learn about other trends we are seeing in the HR industry. Thanks again for participating in this webinar. Here's my contact information if you have additional questions or if you'd like to talk with us about how we can help with your analytics and reporting or with your SuccessFactors implementation.